Is the most messed up thing another white person said to you because they thought you were.
My old boss used to defend her use of the N-word as it's a word for stupid, ignorant people, so I just call anybody the N-word that acts like that. I don't care if they're black or white. And then when I questioned it, she tried to justify it by saying that her son is half black, so it is okay. She's also gone off on several tangents about how she grew up in a primarily black neighborhood and how she was regularly experiencing racial discrimination and harassment. I just hope her son's okay, or that he gets out of there as soon as he can.
Messed up thing another white person said to you because they thought you were racist.
So as a white person, at some point, some other white person will come up to you and like start having a private conversation with you. Like, hey, you're white. You must be just as racist as I am. Let's talk about it. And you're just like totally blindsided. You're like, whoa, what the fuck? We all have these stories. One happened to my husband that I think is especially terrible. So my husband was traveling for work and he was at a different facility at a new location and meeting all the people. And this one guy was like, oh, I heard you have a motorcycle. I have a motorcycle too. Actually, I was the head of my motorcycle club when I lived in Florida. I was the grand wizard of my motorcycle club. And my husband's caught so off guard. He's like, what? What do you, wait, what? He's like, yeah, so while you're here, if you need anything done, anything at all, just let me know. We'll take care of it. At work, while other people are walking around, including black people and people of color, like it was nothing. These people have no shame. So fucked up.
White folks, what is the most messed up thing another white person said to you because.
So when I was a little girl, I was reading the diary of Anne Frank for school, and I happened to be at my Oma's house, and I was reading the book at my Oma's house because I like to read, and I was just trying to get it over with. And she asked me how I liked the book, and I said, well, it's really sad because this is a little girl that's like not that much older than me, and these awful things are happening to her, and it's sad, and I don't like it. And she goes, oh, well, I have a book that you'll like. And she goes into the other room and she rummages around a bit. And then she comes back and she hands me a copy of Mein Kampf. Because apparently after all this time, she's still a fucking Nazi, just like her piece of shit Nazi father, who I'm glad fucking died. But yeah, that's not the only bad one, but it's up there for sure.
Messed up thing another white person said to you because they thought you were racist.
So back when I was 15, I was in the hospital. I was in this exact room, actually. And they have pastors that come around, I guess, spiritual needs, whatever. I don't fucking know. I'm not religious. And this dude was in here, and he was talking to me about God and shit, and I was just nodding along. And then he asked if I needed anything before he left, and I said, nah, I'm good. And he's pondered on that. He was like, nah, I'm good. That sounds like something an N-word would say. And he didn't actually say the word, but we all know what the fuck he meant. And he called it ornery. And I was like, I was speechless. I wish I had told him to fuck off, but I was 15 and a dumbass. But after he left, I went and I reported his ass to the nurses. But he didn't get fucking fired because I saw him a few months later.
All right, this stitch is for my white folks. White folks, what is the most messed up thing another white person said to you because they thought you were racist like them? Yesterday, I shared a video about something that was said to my white husband, who often says that white people say things in front of him all the time without knowing who his wife is or who his children are, just because of judging by his skin color. They think that he's going to agree with them. So let's do some story times. Either put it in the comment or stitch this video. White folks, what is the most messed up thing another white person said to you?
I'm going to go with the standard that I assume every white immigrant in Britain gets at some point, which is when somebody complains to you about immigration, and when you gently say, you know, I'm an immigrant, right? They say, oh, but I don't mean people like you. And it's very obvious that they mean, I don't mean white people. whose first language is English. I just mean everybody who's not like us.
The most messed up thing another white person said to you because they thought you were racist.
There is so much casual racism in Australia. It is ridiculous. Recently, I've been exposed to a whole lot of racism towards Asian people. COVID, obviously. And growing up, I was exposed to a lot of racism towards Aboriginal people. And it's something that I've worked very hard on to unlearn all of that stuff and to educate myself. But a lot of people around me, they're still in that mindset. So this person, they were helping out with the financial side of things in the recovery of the Black Summer bushfires, and was telling me how a lot of Aboriginal people came out of the woodwork because, implying that they weren't actually deserving of the money, they just knew how to work the system to get free money.
Is the most messed up thing another white person said to you because they thought you were.
Okay, I live in LA, and in LA, a lot of people don't like outwardly show that they're racist. It's more like a secret, and then they like get ya. Like, you think you're talking to a normal person, and then you're not. So I was at the bar, and I was talking to this girl, and we were vibing. She was cool, and then like I zoned out for a little bit because, you know, just ADHD. And the thing that brought me back was she just went, "Yeah, man, it's the war on whites." I was like, "Huh? What? What did you just say?" She's like, "Oh yeah, I mean, you're white. You must feel it too." I'm like, no, I don't. And you know what? Even if it was, I'm not going to say we don't deserve it. Let's let it go back to Kentucky, Becky. It's not going to work here, okay?
Messed up thing another white person said to you because they thought you were racist.
Right after graduating from college, I briefly lived with a friend in Atlanta and her roommate, who I did not know. Her roommate, who's from Florida, one day came home and said she'd been helping a colleague look for a new apartment, and she went to this apartment complex that she thought was nice, but then there were all these running around in the streets. I have to say, I never heard anybody speak like that to me, and I was shocked and said nothing. But then she came home one day, on a Sunday. She'd been out to brunch, and my friend and I were listening to gospel music. The jazz station that we regularly listened to on Sundays played gospel, and we were cleaning the house and listening to that. And she came in and said to us, "I didn't know I was living with a bunch of..." I lost it. I said I didn't know I was living with a racist, and we got into it for about 30 minutes.
White folks, what is the most messed up thing another white person said to you?
Okay, so this story is about my grandmother. She died in April, so if you have something not nice to say, don't say anything at all. I'm still grieving. I know this is a screwed up story. Just general disclaimer, I don't want to hear it if you got it. I know it's screwed up. Don't come after me. She's dead now. What can you do? So in 2018, I was hanging out with my grandma, and we were watching TV like we always did. You know, that was a normal thing. She just sat on the couch and watched TV all day. And we saw, I think it was Kevin Hart that was on the TV, and she said to me, she looks at him and she goes, "You know, not to be racist, but black people are so loud." And I looked at her and I said, "Grandma, no. You can't say that. Stop it. That's not true. Stop."